Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you? Are you good? Are you bad? I'm hoping you're good. I'm hoping you are good. So if you're not already following my Instagram, make sure to follow that right now. Anyway, let me just get right into this. It is Wednesday, May 5th. It's currently 7:07 in the morning. I'm getting ready for work, right? And I don't have a video to post tonight because I've been extremely sunburned. So I was like, okay, well shit, what am I gonna post? So I was like, I'll just film a video this morning and I'll post it tomorrow on Thursday. So, hi, this is me yesterday. Today's video is going to be about Caitlyn Jenner. Whoa, hot topic. I was literally just in the shower and I was like, what should we film on? I was like, let's film on Caitlyn Jenner. I feel like everyone knows, if you're watching my video, about this huge thing that's going on right now about her and the sports thing, right? And if you watch my channel, you know that I recently, before she made those statements, made a video about sports. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because she is getting so much backlash, right? And actually, it's funny because her views align with my views in that video. And so the reason I'm talking about it is because the whole trans community is like shitting on her right now. I am like, whoa, like I didn't think that my views on it were that bad. Like, I don't know, like I still stand with like what I said, even though I respect other people's opinions. And everyone is like, if you are Caitlyn Jenner, like this is why nobody accepts you in the community, and like this is why like nobody likes you, and you're such like a Republican and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my God, which is crazy because I felt like you guys didn't give me that sort of feedback on the topic. Like I get it that like it wasn't like the preferred like opinion, but I didn't think that it was like radical. I didn't think that it was like against the trans community. Like at no point, like I think that we should just have own leagues for trans women, and everyone's like, well, that's segregation. Like, what? I don't know about all that jazz. Like, I don't think that that's segregation. Like, I just think that that's like on a contact sport, that's two levels of people that have two different strengths. Like, I didn't think that that in particular was like segregation. I don't know. I'm just like very like, not like taken back by the trans community. I don't know. But then in the same breath, it's like, okay, I had a conversation with someone that is trans, and he is female to male, and we exchanged DMs quick, and I said, hey, like I would love to hear your side of things because I don't like I would just love to see it, because he was posting stuff in his story. And he's like, well, like when I was female, like when I was presenting female, I was in track and I was in like the top 3 runners, right? And the female teams. And I was like, okay. And he goes, and then once I transitioned, I started competing with the boys and I was in the bottom 2. And I was like, okay. And he's like, and that was fine with me because I was competing with the gender that I was like presenting. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But then in the same breath, I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, but what if the roles were reversed and you were male to female and you were running track and you were in the top 2 male runners, and then you start competing with the females, you're going to be the number 1 female runner. Typically, not always, but typically. And so it's like, that doesn't seem fair to me for women or girls or high schoolers or whoever that have been literally training for like years to be good at a sport, and then you transition and then you're just taking the number 1 spot because your body can physically withhold endurance better, right? That's like a non-contact sport. Like contact sports like lacrosse, soccer, football, Tennis really isn't a contact sport. Golf is like one thing that I don't think it should be a big deal. Tennis is another thing. I mean, I guess it can be said that you need separate gender teams, but I guess genders can play against each other in tennis. I don't think that's that big of a deal. But like bigger sports, I think that there needs to be rules in place. But I was just shocked by the trans like response to that. And I don't know if it's because nobody likes Caitlyn. Like maybe that's why. Like I know that the trans community doesn't like Caitlyn. I know that she's like done some stupid stuff, but like haven't we all done stupid stuff, right? Like I don't know. But I also feel like she would be someone that, in my opinion, wouldn't take away trans rights within the state of California. Like, I feel like she'd be a good advocate and better than some other candidates that would be running. And I feel like sports is something that's such a touchy topic, but it's like, imagine you have a daughter. Imagine. And she's been training for years since she was a kid to be good at a sport. And then a kid that had been training for years on the opposite gender team, male team, has a stronger body build. Like, and I said that, like, even though, like, I transitioned early, I still went through male puberty. So it's like, it's hard because it's like my body was built differently than someone that went through like an estrogen-filled puberty. I was built for different type of strength and endurance. Granted, my strength and endurance has decreased due to being on estrogen for 5 years, but still, like, there are some certain advantages versus a woman that has been on estrogen her entire life. And I think that that needs to be, like, taken into account, you know? Like, that isn't something that I can just be, like, look past. And I'm really nervous to, like, kind of speak out on this and like say my opinions because like I have seen the backlash that has happened and I'm like, whoa, like I was actually a little bit nervous about having my video up because I knew that my opinions aligned with hers and I was like, am I a bad trans person for thinking this way? Like, am I not someone that's advocating for the community? Am I someone that's not using my platform in the right way? Like, am I doing something wrong? Like, that's what I thought because I don't know. I don't want to put people down and I can't imagine how uncomfortable that can be. But then it goes back to the whole thing. Like, there just needs to be a separate league and that's not segregation. Like, men and women are separated based on gender for reasons of endurance and strength and safety. I don't think that that's a bad thing. I don't think that that's segregation. That's just like logical. I don't know. That's just like my opinions on it. And I don't know what this video is going to bring because obviously if you guys have seen this video, I'm assuming you've seen my other video and you know my opinions, but it just like really made me nervous when I saw her make that statement and saw the trans backlash. And it's from people that I love. Like, I saw so many trans people that I look up to in social media, and so many people that I'm just, like, not even, like, necessarily look up to, but I'm like, oh, like, love her, like, I follow her, and, like, I love her, like, saying negative stuff about it, and I was like, oh my god, would all these people dislike me? Like, what did I do? Like, I didn't do it, like, I don't know, it's just a really interesting dynamic, and I feel like it's just like an example of cancel culture once again though, because it's like, oh, like, we don't like what you said, you're canceled, like, you can't do this. Like, why don't, as a community, we think about the strengths that Caitlyn Jenner could probably bring? Granted, she is uneducated on a lot of topics maybe, but why don't we take that time to educate her? Because if anything, she's going to be an advocate. And there's nothing wrong with being trans and a Republican, like, or conservative. Like, why can't, as trans people, we progress? Like, I'm not aligned to any party. I want to make that clear. I'm not advocating for one or the other. But why is trans people, like, you can only be trans and a Democrat, you can only be trans and, you know, support XYZ, like, you know what I mean? Like, what is wrong with that? Like, we should be progressive. We should be able to listen out everyone else's opinions. We should say, oh, Caitlyn, we hear you, but this is why we feel it shouldn't be like that. Instead of like canceled, she's horrible, she's this, she's that. Like, Why though? Imagine if someone else gets elected Senate or governor, or honestly, whatever the fuck she's running for, because beats me, but like, imagine. Like, it could be worse. Like, I feel like sometimes you just have to take the wins. Like what? Like, guys, it could be worse. Like, she's not the best advocate, but it literally could be worse. It could be some middle-aged white man that has no idea about trans rights, trans struggles, gay rights, like gay struggles, like LGBTQAI plus community issues at all. Like, it could be worse, you know? And I'm not like advocating for her. I'm just saying, like, from a perspective of like, whoa, like, we've had worse before, like, and also it'd be kind of insane. Like, granted, she is a sports person. She was a reality star, you know, it just goes to the whole thing of like, who's going into our government type thing. But I just feel like it could be worse. And if I get a bunch of hate on this video, if you're watching this video and you're gonna give me hate, I really just ask that it's constructive. Like, don't just come on this video and like hate on me and like call me names and be like, oh, like, you don't support the trans community. Like, explain to me why your opinions differ from mine. Like, I want to hear why your opinions differ. Like, why do you think I'm incorrect? Don't just like cancel and be like, oh, well, you're stupid and we don't agree with your opinions. Like, okay. I think that is like how we should start handling things, because I've seen so many things in regards to Caitlyn even. And it was like, what did I see? It was like, oh, Caitlyn Jenner is just a rich person that is like, that's a cross-dresser, like blah, blah, blah. Like, what? Like, as someone in the LGBTQAI plus community, you're gonna call Caitlyn Jenner a cross-dresser? Like, that goes against everything that we stand for. And it's embarrassing to be a part of a community that's gonna shut someone else out and literally put them down and tear them apart because they have differing opinions from you. And regardless of who she was before, who she is now, she still went through so many struggles to get where she is today with her gender identity. And as a community that we're so accepting, to shut someone out because their political views differ from us, even though at the core they've struggled with a lot of similar issues, regardless of if she had money to fix these issues, she still struggled, you know, from gender dysphoria and X, Y, and Z, and going through all these things and having to talk to everyone and coming out. Like, there are still so many struggles present, and I don't think that she's just playing dress up and just decided to transition just because, like, you know, there's still something underlying there that we can all relate on. I don't know. That's just my opinions on the whole topic. I know that this video is like super casual. Like, I'm literally just getting ready and just chatting, which was kind of nice to do. It was kind of like relaxed. I'm just in a robe. My hair looks like shit. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure to comment down below your opinions and your thoughts. And yeah, love you guys. Bye.